How's it going, guys? It's Epsilon here, and today's World of Tanks video will be showcasing the latest update in World of Tanks and of course the news associated with it, and it is the Warhammer 40,000 Season 8 Battle Pass, and these is the information that you need to know. And of course it is Warhammer in World of Tanks. Not entirely sure what Wargaming are kind of going along with in this, but of course, as with the usual Wargaming's purchases, there are in-game purchases. We're going to go through all the information we know, and of course about the premium tank that comes with this Battle Pass as well, or at least the ability to get the premium tank that everybody's been waiting for. Of course, the Cobra, the Tier 9 British medium tank. And in terms of what this actual update has, we're going to kind of skip through this horrific kind of World of Tanks intro, and essentially what you can see here is World of Tanks are going to be introducing 3 different tank skins as part of it, and of course these 3 different modes include the kind of different factions within Warhammer. And you can actually see here we've got the Courage and Honor, the Red Uns Go Faster, and All Shall Rot. And you can see the 3 skins that you can see here, the E100, I believe the STB1, and then the 430U. And you can see actually in game the E100 here looking pretty spicy, to be honest with you. You've also got then the STB1, which is looking pretty nice, and of course the 430U in the background. I would say that the E100 is the nicest of them all, albeit, you know, this 430U is probably the worst, and the STB looks pretty nice, but I don't quite know how it will affect kind of the, not arm model, but at least trying to actually hit these things with all of these spikes and additional areas of the tank that come with all of these skins. Now, of course, let me know in the comment section down below what you think of these 3 tanks that Wargaming are featuring as part of this Warhammer event that they'll be bringing on with the Season Pass. What do you actually think about the fact that they have even teamed up with Warhammer 40,000? Of course, me, I've always enjoyed Warhammer from when I was a little kid. I used to play, well, not play, but actually make the models that they used to come with. And you can see that actually, as part of this, you'll be able to pick up 3 different commanders by the looks of it. And you can see the Thasius here, you've got Dolga Sepp and Kroglin the Face Grinder. So yeah, I'm not entirely sure whether or not that these will be too interesting, but yeah, that's essentially what you've got. Now, in terms of the premium tank that you can actually pick up, slash not premium but reward tank that you can get, it is of course the Cobra, the Tier 9 British medium tank. Now, the Cobra itself is as follows. You can see on screen right here what it looks like, and this is a auto-loading British medium tank that primarily has a 4-shot autoloader with 360 damage per shot. You're able to, what's that total clip? Of 1440 alpha. You've got a 1.9 second intraclip reload, which is actually pretty spicy, to be honest with you. 0.39 dispersion is just dreadful, and a 3.84 second aim time. That is one of the worst that I can really think of. But then again, you know, you do have 1440 in a clip. However, you sacrifice so much with this tank in terms of the pure DPM of the tank being only 1478 DPM, which is genuinely probably the worst Tier 9 medium tank in the game. You've also got a pretty lackluster accuracy, like we've talked about. The aim time's terrible, and in general I think that this is kind of going to be like a almost like a Caliban when you think about it in terms of its accuracy and how well it plays. Yes, you have the alpha, the DPM sucks, and you're probably not going to be able to get that effective DPM all out in one go. So yeah, you're probably looking at missing one shot out of all of them if you kind of come up against a target that you should be able to pen. Now, how does the armor model of the tank stack up when you're actually playing it in the game, and whether you should actually spend the Battle Pass tokens that you get on this thing rather than getting bounty equipment or extra equipment or other tanks like the AE Phase 1 if you haven't already got it? Well, essentially the armor model is not terrible. Like, this thing will definitely bounce on the turret, and it does get good gun depression. You've got 10 degrees of gun depression, so it's almost like a kind of Swedish tank. However, when you do use this gun depression, because of the shape of the turret, you can see here that it's actually angled down, which means that when you're using it, people are going to be able to shoot up into this flat plate, because when you're looking there, it's going to become less angled, and therefore you're going to be able to pen this really easily. And to be honest, 250mm of penetration means that pretty much everyone that you're going to be playing against will be able to pen it, and therefore the turret becomes a hell of a lot less effective. So actually, when you're coming into the hill area, you want to be kind of cresting, where you're trying to keep this whole bit here hidden from the opponent, so you're just trying to bait them into shooting this up a bit, and then you can pull around. But to be honest with you, I think that this is going to be one of those where you just have to really quickly peek, deal your shot of damage, and then kind of wait, and then hopefully get round them. Or alternatively, you want to be playing it like a super aggressive tank, where you can go in and you can deal this 1440 damage, and then you can just leave with a 40 kilometers an hour top speed. It's not even like this tank is super fast to make it up for the lack of basically everything else other than alpha damage in the clip. But there you go, you've also got terrible gun elevation, 13 degrees, which means that if you're coming up against people that are kind of even just slightly above you, it's not really that good. You can see here, you're going to be struggling in any of the maps, like where you're actually having to aim anywhere into the sky. And of course, when you're looking down on you, they're going to be able to pen you so easily, since the kind of armor of the turret makes it so much harder to actually do anything. And yeah, you can see here, if you crest the ridge whilst looking up, it's even worse, and you're going to be easily penned. Hull armor of this tank is a little bit troll, to be fair. If you're on the level playing field, you're actually better off going with the upper plate, because that's exactly what Wargaming's tank design is like at the moment, where they've got this massive slab of kind of chunky armor on the bottom, so it's kind of like an anti-usual tank, whereby you're actually probably better going into the upper plate, which means that, yeah, don't go thinking that you're just going to be able to pen the lower plate, go for that upper plate. Of course, the side armor is actually not terrible, but you are going to get overmatched by a lot, since you only have 30mm of actual armor on the side, so don't go side scraping in this thing, it's just going to be trash. Of course, the rear of the tank is genuinely trash as well, so you're going to be getting penned by HE by literally everyone. And of course, if you're in the Cobra and you're firing your HE rounds that also have 120 penetration, then yeah, you'll easily be able to go through the back of the actual tank, the hull armor of it, and then of course the turret. The back of the turret's terrible as well, and the side of the turret. So effectively, this thing is going to be only good from the front when you're being super aggressive and going into your opponent. So ultimately, I don't think, if you haven't got the AE Phase 1 and all of the extras, you should really go for the Cobra. But, you know, if you're interested in collecting the tanks and being one of the first people to actually pick up this tank, at least for the most part, in World of Tanks, then of course go for it. But other than that, I hope you did enjoy this video. Of course, it was a very short one. In terms of the content, Wargaming haven't really given us too much for the Season Pass, but we will keep you updated on this channel as soon as the news drops. And of course, hopefully you enjoyed the rundown of the Cobra and whether or not it's actually worth buying. Now, thank you very much for watching. Of course, check out some of these awesome replays that we've got on screen right now. And of course, thank you very much for watching. Goodbye.